Okay, so what's up, YouTube? Peace and blessings to everybody today. Hope everybody is having a good Thursday. Sabbath day is approaching us. If you do keep it, remember to give yourself rest. Spend time with family. Spend the most time with God. Do things to glorify His name, and do the things that you can't do when you are busy on a day and things like that. Now, I just wanted to make this video today because, first of all, I've been supposed to be back on my, biblical talks and things like that, my sermons or whatever I do, glorifying God's name, steady putting out scriptures, spreading the gospel, spreading the good news and things like that. But I just haven't been focused, and I'm glad I'm doing this today because, we got to remain focused in this life that we live. Now, today I had a job interview. Now, this is what this video is going to be about. Today I had a job interview, and one of the questions that caught me and made me really think about myself and that I wanted to spread to you guys is, what do I find my greatest strength? Now, I was really thinking, and I really froze up on this question for some reason, because when I used to answer this question back then, I used to just go with the flow and make up some bull. But I'm more deep into life now that I try to walk with Christ, and I couldn't really think, because one thing that I do that is so negative about myself is push myself too hard. So what I mean by that is that I was searching for something great, because all I do look at within myself is my weaknesses for self-improvement. Now, it is good to think like that, but it's not good to, dwell on that type of behavior, because you are great. You are worth it. Your life is worth it. A lot of people don't even see that, though. And that's what I'm feeling to do. Count my blessings of me being here and that I have a purpose. Now, the thing that is getting me caught up is that I'm not seeing progress in life, even though I have I gained a lot of progress, but I'm so stuck on self-improving so much that I'm not counting the blessings that are in front of me, that I did get to deny myself that one time, that I did resist the devil that one time, that I did do something good, but I'm not seeing the good of it and staying focused. That's something that I gotta do more often, is be more confident in my strengths and pat myself on the back sometimes, because I don't do that. I don't like to give myself credit. I like to see my blessings come out of other people's mouths. So that's why I was talking to my father today too, because I'm like, I don't know why I froze up like there. I don't know why I can't even tell myself something great. And that happened to me before, because this time I was doing a podcast. I basically was saying that, or he asked me a question about what did I accomplish, or what am I glad that I accomplished in my life right now. And I couldn't even think of nothing. But I shouldn't even be thinking like that, because I accomplished a lot, but I'm not counting my blessings. That's why I couldn't see what I was accomplishing. And then I'm so young too. I got a long life ahead of me, but it just seems so short because I'm paying attention to the worldly things. I'm not focusing on God and actually living my life in a balance. Now, today is just going to be a video on how to see yourself as God sees you, to know that you are worth it and things like that. Because first of all, we got to be patient with our life, and we got to continue to move on and keep going, whether somebody like our progress or not. We can't be focusing on what other people think about us. We got to be focused on ourselves and things like that, and what we want to achieve in life. And to see that, we got to see how God sees us. Now, we're going to be going over some scriptures just to talk about things and things like that. A couple of scriptures, about 4 or 5 of them, because this is just a good motivational talk, because I don't want people to be thinking like how I be thinking. I live a very hard standard when it comes to myself, because I want to set that example for other people. If in order to set that example, it starts with me. So one thing I did catch when I was, I did search up Bible verses about how God sees us. Now, in 1 Samuel, I did read some of this, but this is how you also know others and have discernment too, because in 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7, it says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." And that also tells you what we will be judged by, because no matter how you look at yourself, or no matter how other people look at you, God does not look at us how other people looks at us, or how we look at ourselves. He judges us by our heart and our heart intentions. No, that means that we're going to have a balance in life and that we're going to sin and things like that. But sin is only makes you eligible for hell. So that means everybody got to go. But at the same time, everybody has fallen short in the glory of God, meaning that God's not looking at what was sin that you, or the sins that you have committed. He's looking at you if you're taking the responsibility, accountability. He's looking at the intentions of your heart. Because sometimes, what if you going, okay, so let's say that, for example, let's use an example of a homeless person. What if this is their third day without them or their kids eating, and they like, forget this, I'm finna go in there and I gotta steal because I don't want my kids to starve to death. Now you think God gonna be like, you stole anyway, even though you know that's a sin, transgression against my word, and you stole anyway. No matter what you did, you stole anyway. You're going to hell. Now, is that a good and loving God to you over a world that He made too? No, God is very understanding, and His understanding is not the understanding that we have. Now, so that we got to look at, you stole over something you wanted good in life. You're going to have to do bad things to make it seem like you want to be a good person. Unfortunately, that's how it is in life. But you stole because you wanted to see your kids be fed. You put that above anything. God looks at these type of things. This is what it means to be judged by the heart. Not you stole just because. Now you just saying it just because you wanted to sin. It's going to be, very different when it comes to God judging us versus how we judge each other and ourselves. Now let's move on to the next one. And that was just, a good way to go about discernment and how to look at others, and basically how to look at your own heart intentions. What are you doing the things you are doing today in life for? What are your heart intentions behind it? And so we can go on to the next one. And this is Matthew 10:29 verse 31. Verse 29 through 31. And it says, are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside your Father's care. And even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So be not afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows, and you are worth more to many sparrows. But it just seemed like a lot of us don't see us being worth anything because of how others treat us. We always want to be treated with care. We want to be treated how God says that He treats us, or how He cares about us. We be looking for God's love in other people, and to be honest, that's going to be the hardest thing you could ever do, especially if you are male trying to find that from a woman. A woman has a chance of finding that better than a man, because men love harder than women, first of all. And a lot of men are taught or raised up to be disciplined and things like that. Not everybody's going to be, looking at God, and the more time that goes on, we're going to stray away from Him. But this is why it's good to read His word, because you will know how much you're worth it. You'll know everything about God by just reading His word, how much He cares, how He cares, what ways He go about of showing He cares, and everything like that. And you will know, you can find God in a man or in a woman by if they live by these same traits, because you can live by the same characteristics and the fruits that God have. And His fruits are, loving, meekness, long suffering, caring, joy, peace, anything that anybody brings to you. These are true things of God. Now, be careful and have that discernment, because a lot of people can fake those things just like the devil does. They come as an angel of light. They can fake caring just to have you care so much, and then they tear your spirit down as soon as they get the chance to see you caring too much. Got to be careful of people. Now let's go. Let's try to read the next one. We're going to see which one we can relate to the topic of today, which is seeing how we see ourselves. How we see ourselves the way God sees us. It says, since you are a person of honor in my sight, because I love you, I will give people in exchange for you. Nations will exchange your life, because you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood. Where we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Now, if you're working with God, if you're truly walking with God, nothing will be able to tear your light down no matter what happens to you. They might try to tear your body down. They might try to tear your spirit up. They might try to get into you mentally. But if you are truly walking with God, no matter what happens, you are going to come out as a light to the world. You're going to come out as a light to the world that cannot be hidden. You see how much stuff is getting exposed today? We just got to stay strong and keep moving forward and learn to see that we are that light, and have that confidence that we are that light, and have that courage that we are that light, and move like we are that light. If you don't move like you are anything, you will not be nothing. That's sad to say, but you know, what is it? Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. And then this is how we no, hell no, I'm not. No. But yeah, this is how we know that God has a plan for us no matter what goes on too. Even with all the stuff that's going on in the world, all the, death and things like that, everybody had a plan. Every single person. The devil was always trying to interrupt that plan and things like that. And then this is when we see that people gotta go and things like that. And we don't even like to see that. But he says in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Now, for the people that, and it says, I appoint you as a prophet to the nations. Not everybody is a prophet to the nations, but we focusing on the part where it says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. This means God has a plans for you. This means he has a purpose for your life, and everybody had a purpose for their life. But it doesn't even ever seem like that. And this is why people always blame God also, because a lot of people are not even making it out the womb. A lot of people are, as soon as they do make it out the womb, they're living in sin, and they feel like they're crabbing a bucket and things like that. But you only make a life of what you make it. You feel me? There's always an escape for anything that you're going through. I know a lot of people are kids and things like that, and they go through a lot of trauma and drama from 0 to 18. But when you truly get on your own, that's when you have the time to make that decision of, I can live in my past life, or I can continue to live or try to make something new for my future and forget my past life. God don't even want us to dwell on the past and focus on where we came from and things like that. But he always has a plan for us to make it out and endure, and we must endure to the end for us to make it to that plan. Just keep going strong. And I think we're gonna read one more verse for this and see. Yeah, we're gonna read one more verse. And yeah, it's gonna be Galatians 3:26, and it says, and so in Jesus Christ you are all children of God through faith. Remember, faith without works is dead. If you don't try for it, you will never achieve it. I'm sorry to say it. If you don't try for it, you will never achieve it. You got to keep going in life. And this is why I want people to focus on, what are your strengths? What are your strengths? And don't focus on what your weaknesses is today. Don't focus on none of that, no negativity or anything like that. Not focusing on your weaknesses is not necessarily, focusing on negativity, but we got to focus on today. We just gonna count our blessings and count what we prayed for, and notice that we are living in exactly what we prayed for today. And notice that our trials and tribulations are what make us strong. So what gave us new strength? Let's focus on the positivity and the blessings that God gave us today. And that's going to be the end of this video. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm going to be coming harder and better on these videos and things like that. I just wanted to get this out the way because this is what was on my mind. I be trying to write in my notes and things and what to talk about and what be on my mind. But it be a lot that be going on, and it's very time consuming to even sit down and record sometimes and things like that. But I have to find the time for God, because God always find the time for me. So hit that like and subscribe if y'all want to see more of these videos, because they not gonna stop, and I'm pretty much gonna do this for a long time. to it's time to go. But peace and blessings. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace.